And not only that, I drawing a line through all of these indices, and then I come across gold, which is like $10 difference to what it was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Of the year.
Oh, look, it's just one of those things. Do you mind if I grab share a chart?
I don't mind at all. Fantastic. Great. Great, you could join us.
Yeah, I just had a spare mo and I thought I would come over and see my buddy. I'm just going to put it right there. So, look, what can I say? This is my daily chart. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's just going nowhere fast. It has been pedaling. Now, what's really been interesting, and especially with Orlando's last cross of US dollars going higher and higher and higher, and it's pushing up, and we've got 10-year bond yields a bit scatty, but pressuring this. But what you don't see with this at the moment is with the USD pushing higher, you don't see gold going down to 1,700, do we? We just don't. It's just range bound. It's been sitting there, and it's been sitting really, really tight.
I'm so tempted to add the word "yet" to that, but I'm not going to. This is your thing, not mine.
Yeah, look, I'm waiting really patiently, but I mean, you can. But look at this. I mean, we had a bit of a dip end of last week. Had radical, and it's just, I don't think you're going to get it any more technical than this. Then we've got a consolidation box. It's sitting within the consolidation box, sitting within another consolidation box. If you actually draw this line down through here, look at that. Nothing past there. Nothing past that one there. This is a daily chart, by the way. So we're just sitting there, just going nowhere fast. As I said, we went sideways, had a little bit of a heart attack up here, but don't you worry, we came straight back in at the beginning of the year. And we've just sort of like faffed around going nowhere fast. I know what we've always said about gold being the inflation hedge. And let's face it, gold I think it's doing a mighty job in the face of everything else that's going on. But it's not the inflation story, okay? It's not the saving grace. It's not people are buying huge amounts of gold like we've seen previously, even though inflation is where? What is it, 8.6?
Well, it depends on where you look, but it's not pretty. But isn't this really a story of the inflation that you have when you're not having inflation?
Oh, exactly. And it's just, as I said, if this is gold against the US dollar. If it was the US dollar and the US dollar is pounding higher, as we've just seen in Orlando's beautiful charts and lines and sort of, the one that goes that way.
Structures, yes.
For want of a better word. Would you expect this chart to be sort of like dying off the other side? You would, but it's not. We've got a lot of stitching. We've got a lot of, look at the MACD. MACD is flat as the proverbial pancake. Like I can put my line straight across that. The 200 simple moving average is hugging, let me just move us out the way, is hugging the monthly pivot. I mean, we've got nothing at the moment. There is nothing. So let's just wait and see for the old gold, because even on the weekly, and I'll just do a quick squeeze across here with my chart because this is the weekly. Look at that. That just tells a very ugly story, doesn't it? So when I've got the DI plus and the DI minus both pointing down and the ADX well below the 25 line and this just sitting right on the zero line, it tells me that it's, even on a weekly chart, gold is flat as the proverbial pancake. So it's not going anywhere at all. So it's unfortunately, I hate to say it, next.
Just leave it alone, right?
Leave it alone. There is nothing there. And I know I've seen a couple of bits and pieces where people think they're getting excited because it's broken out, and you can see the size of the bars. You have lots and lots of little ones, and then there's a massive one, but it comes straight back down again. It's coming back. There is no bias towards the bulls or the bears in either direction. So it's it just is collapsing on itself at the moment. But the other one bubbling along, speaking of bubbling and other interesting things, Geoff, I'm glad you mentioned this, would be, not this, would be, unfortunately, my, can you believe it? My, where'd that go? I'll try that again.
I don't know. It's interesting, tore through your desktops.
It decided just to collapse on me. Okay, we had a bit of an interesting week last week. The Energy Information Administration had a little bit of an issue, and this is really funny because
in Australia,
no. Where are they about? Is it Brussels? Vienna? Not sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We had our own issues in Australia, right? Where
We did. However, with oil, there was a bit of a small little, they couldn't release their data because they had a blackout.
Oh, there you go.
Drama.
Nothing ironic there.
No, nothing ironic there. So they couldn't release the information that they needed regarding what is going on. And we had an immediate drop, and it was quite a solid drop. And it's one of those things where, don't you just love a textbook breakout?
Yep.
And that's what we had. There was an interesting thing. I mean, it's been beautiful. It's been a lovely drop since this high test bar ringed high over here last week. And then it's just gone. But, beautiful breakout, beautiful drop beforehand. Off it goes and down it went. And it's the lowest it's been for, quite a few weeks now, sitting back down here. But one of the things, and we'll know next week, one, there's an OPEC meeting, but two, we've had a bit of a turn up and there's a bit of scratchiness heading towards north again. Couple of things, OPEC meeting coming up, but they are very suspicious about large stockpiling that hasn't been reported as well. So not sure what's going on there, but it's sounding very interesting. And obviously with the Russian-Ukraine war still going on, I was going to call it an incident, but it's a little bit, I think it rates above an incident, don't you? What we've also got, what we've also got there is on the table, Russia are about to pull 40% of the EU's natural gas supply. So that's going to make things really, really interesting next week. So just so you know, the correlation with natural gas and oil, it's mined together, it's drilled together. It happens simultaneously. Nobody's buying Russian oil except the Chinese, apparently. So,
how are they paying for it? In what currency?
It's the Chinese. They'll probably pay for it in whatever they want, including ruble. What can I say?
What, not US dollars, you think?
I'm thinking not. I'm thinking that it might be a bit of a private chit chat going on there. So let's see what's going on. I look, what can I say? We sit and wait. We have an inside bar. After all that happened, we have a bit of a turnaround from, as you can see, the MACD has gone from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere. We've got a bit of a push up here, but just waiting. There is still a bit more of an upward push. Call it a retracement on the daily. Let's not call it a change of direction. Watching oil closely for next week.
Awesome. Did you know that NATO meeting midweek? I think for a couple of days. You know what NATO was formed for? I looked it up. I didn't know.
Please tell.
I'll quote. I want to read this because it's kind of important. NATO is a 30-member alliance, wasn't initially, I think it was 7, formed after World War II to protect democratic freedom and to provide collective security against the threat posed by the Soviet Union.
Yes.
Wow.
Isn't the Soviet Union one of the members of NATO? So therefore,
that I can't. I wouldn't think so.
Therefore, they
on the
can't
basis,
actually.
But maybe it is.
I think you'll find they are, and you also find that they can't. They're allowed to veto anybody suggesting that they should be removed from NATO.
Well, of course they are. Yes.
Yes.
But there's a double whammy. I didn't know that that's why that organisation was formed. And you know what? It's not even mentioned in the certainly not on what's that thing called that we look at? The calendar.
Forex factory calendar.
Forex, whatever they're called. It's not there. Forex factory, yes, indeed. It's not there, as though it didn't exist. It doesn't exist this month or this week. It's happening. So I've got a funny feeling that there might be some interesting conversations. Certainly, and we've got G7 meeting as well. So there'll be some
this week. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what they'll be talking about.
It'll be interesting, but let's keep an eye on the markets. Geoff, I'm going to have to fly, but
all right, mate. Thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it. And Lionel's telling us Russia is not in NATO. I'll have to look that up. I don't know. Thanks, mate. Much appreciated.